some offenders, I think.
Hey, we're live, pal.
Oh, hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Guys, you are hearing the always enthusiastic voice of one Alexander K. Lee. And why wouldn't I be enthusiastic? Why wouldn't you be enthusiastic, guys? It is time for official UFC 304 morning weigh-ins brought to you by MMA Fighting. And, of course, the majestic on field. On field? What a weird
What are you
choice.
saying, AK?
on site work of Jose Youngs, who has been in Manchester. I'm sorry, guys, that's the last time I do that. In Manchester, England. This for most of this week, the classic Jose Young's flight curse. I think it was like
Yes, yes,
mitigated
yes.
mostly. It was bad as usual, but no, not worse than usual.
No, it's just a day and a half instead of 2.
Yeah, I made this happen. I feel like I did a lot of positive thinking
Yeah,
and
that's true.
praying
That's
for
true.
you. Yeah. So yeah, but I'm glad, guys. Jose's been there. You guys have seen all the footage. You guys have been following on MMAfighting.com, MMA Fighting Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all of our social medias on YouTube. You know the coverage has been there. So guys, definitely give big props to Jose. But yeah, we're here now. We're about 3 minutes away from people stepping to the scale, guys. We got 2 championship fights. Of course, we have Leon Edwards and Bilal Muhammad. Have to be 170 on the limit for welterweight title fight. And we've got Tom Aspinall and Curtis Blades fighting for an interim, or as I like to call it, the real UFC heavyweight title. They can't come in any higher than 265, which should not be an issue for either man. I will say later how much they've weighed in recently, but would really surprise me if either guy was flirting with 266. I just don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. They're heavyweights; they can fluctuate a lot. They may want to, depending on the matchup. We'll see. We'll
I
be with you
saw,
guys in a second. Yeah, go
I
ahead,
saw,
Jose.
I saw Molly over there, checking her weight, so I know she's over here, but I haven't seen anyone else.
Boom. Molly McCann, of course, now a flyweight. Had a couple of fights of flyweight now, I think. But probably
Yeah.
enjoying life in this new weight class, not stressing about any and cut down to 115. Looking good so far.
Well, didn't she go down to 115 from flyweight?
Wait, what?
Yeah, she's a
Wait, what?
strawweight now. She's a strawweight now.
Ah, oh man, can you edit that out?
No.
What? Oh, we're
Because
live, pal. You said.
yeah,
You said we're
we
live,
lost.
pal. Oh,
We're
okay.
live. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Because
sorry.
she lost to Aaron and Julia
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Stolyarenko, dropped down to strawweight and beat Deanna in the rematch.
I will not make another mistake again during this
What's
entire
up?
broadcast.
Deanna. Yeah.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Where were you when so and so happened?
Where were you at Diamond Night? I was living in Glasgow. Probably a fucking parade there, wasn't it?
Jesus.
I just remember Pokemon one on TV.
Top 5. Hey, top 5. Wow. We're having I don't know if people can hear, but there's a debate going on over Princess Diana right now. So pretty much the most English conversation we've had this week. That was so funny. I don't know why that popped me so much.
I am still
I
here,
see.
guys. Sorry,
I
I'm
see.
just doing some stuff for the
I
website.
see John. Oh, Tim on the crutches.
Just looking over the schedule, guys. Oh, John Anik, here we go.
UFC 304 Edwards versus Muhammad 2. And we will begin with the man around whom this entire fight card was built. The reigning, defending undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Leon Rocky Edwards.
Something wrong with this scale, it looks like.
Oh, I see it. I see.
The scale.
I'm lying. I have no idea. Oh, okay.
There you go.
170, the official weight for the champion, Leon Rocky Edwards. All right, next fighter.
170 on the dot for Leon Edwards, guys.
Welterweight prelim live on ESPN Plus, the Welsh gangster Oban Elliott.
Speaking of Welshman, you see
Oban Elliott.
You see who's security guard for the UFC now is Jack Marshman.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Good for him. Good for him. Shout out to Wales.
170, the official weight for Oban Elliott.
170 for Oban Elliott.
All right, next fighter to weigh in, competing in a featured prelim in the featherweight division live on ESPN2, Nathaniel Wood.
Nathaniel Wood, it's all good, as they call him. I've heard that said many times.
Hey, Chris Blades next.
145, the official weight for Nathaniel Wood.
145 for Nathaniel Wood.
All right, next athlete to hit the scale, taking part in his first UFC championship fight, the number 4 ranked contender fighting for the interim belt here Sunday morning, Curtis Razor Blades. $256, the official weight for Curtis Blades. All right, next fighter to the scale, set to make his 3rd UFC appearance. Please welcome Sam Patterson in the welterweight division.
256 for Curtis Blades. Here comes Sam Patterson.
170, the official weight for Sam Patterson.
170 for Sam Patterson. I saw him recently in Toronto, UFC 297.
All right, next man to the scale, competing in what will be his 50th pro MMA fight, the number 15 ranked UFC lightweight contender, King Green.
$54 and a half.
154 and a half, the official weight for King Green.
154.5 for King Green. Fast and furious weigh-ins here, people. No misses yet. Several big names have already showed up.
All right, next fighter to the scale, the other man around whom this fight card was built, competing for the undisputed UFC welterweight title, the number 2 ranked contender, Bilal, remember the name, Muhammad. $169, the official weight for Bilal Muhammad. And with that, your UFC 304 championship main event is now official.
Mm-hmm.
169 for Bilal Muhammad. You guys heard the man, John Anik. That fight is official. That rematch, this time for the championship, is now official.
All right, next athlete to the scale, the number 8 ranked flyweight in the world, Manel Kape.
$25 and a half.
125 and a half, the official weight for Manel Kape.
125.5 from Manel Kopp. Will he make it to the
Our next
cage?
fighter to the scale, competing live on pay-per-view in the middleweight division, Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez.
Who? No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
$185.
185, the official weight for RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez.
185 on the dot for Gregory Rodriguez.
All right, next fighter to the scale, set to make her second UFC appearance, Shauna Bannon.
$115.
115, the official weight for Mama B, Shauna Bannon.
115 on the dot for Shauna Bannon.
All right, next fighter set to weigh in, competing in a strawweight prelim live on ESPN2, Meatball Molly McCann.
$116.
116, the official weight for Molly McCann.
Molly
Next
McCann,
fighter to weigh in, competing in
116.
a welterweight prelim, Kiefer Crosby.
Here's Kiefer Crosby.
71.
171, the official weight for Kiefer Crosby.
150 is it then? Thank you.
171
All right,
for
next
Mr.
athlete to
Crosby.
the stage, charged with kicking off the pay-per-view main card in the featherweight division, the number 10 ranked contender, Giga Chikadze.
Here comes the box of redemption. Weight cutting is tough. Weight cutting is tough.
$36.
146, the official weight for Giga Chikadze.
You gotta go back on the scale. You gotta go back on the scale. Good job, big chair. Big one.
Up here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
That was 146 for Giga. Gotta move the box. That was the box of
All right,
redemption,
next
as
fighter
I
to the
said.
stage, competing live on pay-per-view in the lightweight division, Patty the Batty Pimlet.
$56.
156, the official weight for Patty Pimlet. All right,
156
next
for
fighter
Patty
to the scale,
Pimblett.
competing in a prelim in the light heavyweight division, Modestus Bukauskas.
$204.
204 for Modestus Bukauskas.
Modestus Bukauskas, 204. Cruising along here, guys. Cruising along. A lot of fights. We got 28 fighters.
All right, next to
weighing
the
in.
scale, his opponent in that light heavyweight prelim, Marcin Prachnio.
And we got another fight, I think, about to become official.
$205.
205, the official weight for Marcin Prachnio.
205 for Prachnio. 11 minutes in, guys. We've got a big chunk of the card is weighed in. Give you a recap as soon as we
All right,
can.
next athlete to the stage competing in the strawweight division, Bruna, Brazil.
$116.
116, the official weight for Bruna, Brazil.
Bruna Brazil, 116. Her fight with Molly McCann, now official. People asking where's Aspinall. Aspinall's enjoying a nice breakfast right now. Probably some bacon and eggy. Maybe a spot of tea. I don't know.
All right, next fighter to the stage, the other half of the featured prelim in the featherweight division, Daniel the Pit Pineda.
$46.
146, the official weight for Daniel Pineda.
146 for the veteran of veterans, Daniel Pineda. Him and Bobby
All right,
Green
next
have
fighter
like
to the
combined
stage
100 fights or
competing in
something.
a middleweight main card bout live on pay-per-view CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan.
$85.
185, the official weight for Christian Leroy Duncan.
Duncan, his fight with
All right,
Greg
next fighter
Rodriguez
to
now
the scale
official.
competing in a welterweight prelim rep in Jacksonville Beach, Florida, Preston Parsons.
$69.
169, the official weight for Preston Parsons.
169 for Preston Parsons. His fight with Oban Elliott, now official. People asking about the on-screen graphic. There is no Casey today, guys. It's just me and Jose riding here. So we'll have a very rough graphic for you as soon as we have a little break here. But no misses yet. Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad are in. Curtis Blades is in. Still waiting on Tom Aspinall. Not really worried about that. Let's see if we have more people coming up here first. Okay. Matt is asking. Jose, that's Mark Ratner, right? Is that not Mark Ratner? Okay,
Birthday boy
yeah.
Mark Ratner.
Birthday boy today.
Not today, but it was like I
Okay.
think in the last week or so.
All right. Yeah, we got Makayev's birthday coming up on like Tuesday or something.
Wearing a fish shirt, no less.
Wow. So Mark Ratner handling the weigh-ins here. Yeah, I think he's on the faster end of scale readings. So he's not quite Jeff Mullen, guys. If this was in Las Vegas, you'd be seeing the Jeff Mullen special, the glance and smash, as I call it. Just like if you're within a pound, he's probably just like, screw it, you made it. But yes, Matt also says easiest job in the world. He looks annoyed to be there. Matt, I don't know, man. Mark Ratner isn't even doing this for a while. He's been doing this for a while, so maybe it's just sometimes it's just not your morning. You're not a morning person. I guess it's afternoon there. So. Walter wants to know, Jose, has Jose been chatting with Kaz were you chatting with Kaz in the pink yesterday?
Yes, I was.
Kaz?
Why?
Who is that?
If New York Rick is watching, he can
All right,
jump
next
into
athlete
the
to weigh in
chat
here this
and explain
afternoon,
who that
competing in
is.
the heavyweight division, Mick Parkin.
She is a
Parkin.
veteran of the show The Challenge, which I've heard Eric has watched once or twice.
Wow. Wow.
264, the official weight for Mick Parkin.
Mick Parkin, 264, undefeated, 9-0, 3-0 in the UFC. People, this is a heavyweight prospect in the year 2024. Mick Parkin, another win. Might not be in the prelims for long. I'll just say that he's been good. He's been looking. He hasn't been blowing the doors off his opponents, but hey, 9-0 is 9-0, 3-0 in the UFC, 3-0 in the
Win
UFC.
is a win.
Win is a win, absolutely. All right, guys, let me get this graphic up for, when I say graphic, let me get this Google Doc screen up for you. I'll try to make it as pretty as possible. But yes, I will repeat again, guys. We have had 3 of the 4 championship bout competitors show up: Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad, and Curtis Blades. We are still waiting on Tom Aspinall, who I would not be worried about missing the heavyweight limit. That'd be quite a story if he did. Paddy Pimblett and King Green have both successfully weighed in, as have Christian Leroy Duncan and Gregory Rodriguez. We saw Giga Chikadze need the box. We are still waiting on Arnold Allen. Again, I'm not super concerned about that. Nathaniel Wood and Danielle Pineda also have both weighed in. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to catch up here. Because we are less than 20 minutes in. Yeah, we have had a hell of a run of weigh-ins. Molly McCann and Bruno Bazil both in there. So that fight is official for now. Again, nothing is official until they step in the cage, as Jose will often remind us.
Exactly.
Especially, I saw people saying, "Oh, Manel Kape made it. Like the hard part is over," and I'm like,
Dude.
"That's not the. I mean, he has had trouble making weight before, but that does not fill me with that much more confidence. I need to see Manel get in there. He's had fight day cancellations, so my fingers crossed. We do get Manel and Makayev. Makayev yet to weigh in. Okay, guys, just finishing up this beautiful graphic here. It will mostly be worth it by the time you guys get it. And by worth it, I mean it will have the bare minimum of information that you guys need. You just want to know who weighed in. You don't need to be dazzled by fancy AI-generated graphics. You just want to know, did people make weight? And again, I will say, guys, everyone who has stepped to the scale has made weight. If you're seeing anyone say that they haven't, that is just a blatant falsehood. We'll have replays soon, guys. If you want replays now, you can go to our social medias. And we've got Leon Edwards stepping to the scale. We've got some of the other guys. So we will do a replay, of course, probably a full replay of all 4 championship fight competitors when those are in. But again, if you missed Leon, MMA Fight has got you covered, guys. Hit up our socials. They are out there already. All right, Jose. By the time I finish this, I bet someone else will have weighed in, and that's fine. That's what we want. We want to see fighters
persevere.
Yeah, we persevere. We want to see the fighters step to the scale. We don't want guys and gals struggling to make weight and us milking it for drama. We want this to be over by 10:45 Eastern time tops, and then we're all just moving on and never talking about fighters missing weight or missing fights. And Manel Kape versus Makayev is going to happen. All right, it is going to happen. I'm speaking it into existence. All right, here.
Yep. Wi-Fi is terrible.
That's two. All right. All right, Jose, I'm sending you the latest in graphic technology. I hope you are ready.
Born ready.
I hope. Well, we know that. Sorry, guys. We'll give you some commentary. We'll give you some chatter momentarily. We'll take some comments from you guys. Of course, the best part of any live stream, the comments from y'all. Let's just get this graphic up there. Boom. And I'll let you guys know in the chat too.
Oscar is having fun this afternoon.
Oscar's always having fun. That's why we
That's
love
true.
Oscar.
Should we get third table? More resistance. So you can't do that when you're already going to count ahead.
All right, guys. I know a lot of people are asking again. Who is weighed in? So we got the graphic coming up. Got a little comment pinned at the top, just letting you know which championship fighters have weighed in. Let's go to some comments now. I don't really have anything interesting to say at the moment. Oh, Daniel Benson. Who is most likely to miss weight at this point? Obviously, I would like to say no one, but let's take a look here. Jake Hadley is stepping in on short notice, but he's also fighting a weight class up, so I would not worry too much about Jake Hadley. He's missed flyweight before. He memorably missed it for his Contender Series bout, but again, unless something goes really wrong and he's just completely out of shape between fights, I think Hadley should be able to make 135 pretty comfortably. So, but again, he is coming on short notice, so you never know. Would not surprise me if it happened, but again, this is not a flyweight bout for Jake Hadley. He's got 10 extra pounds to play around with, so one to keep an eye on, but not someone I'd expect to miss. I'm a little curious about Arlis Ardeline. She's the UFC newcomer, of course, getting a lot of buzz for her social media presence, not so much her record. She has a 9-5 pro record. If you want to be generous, you can throw a couple of exhibition bout wins in there. So she's won 5 straight, 7 straight, if you count those exhibitions. She did kind of this Romanian version of The Ultimate Fighter, and she won a couple of fights on there. So, yes, Alice Ardeline, 3 million followers on TikTok. If you guys are wondering who this woman is, how did she get the short notice opportunity with a less than sterling record? She's got a following, man. She's got a following. She's got a presence on, like I said, 3 million on TikTok. I think 100,000 or something on Instagram. I believe she has an OnlyFans.
I was literally about to throw the weights up, and we got movement.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Jose. Don't do it. Do not do it.
All right, next fighter to the scale, charged with kicking off the pay-per-view main card, the number 6 ranked UFC featherweight contender, Arnold Almighty Allen.
$45.
145, the official weight for Arnold Allen.
145 for an Arnold Allen, and that fight with Giga Chikadze is official. So main card's looking pretty good. I'll talk a little bit more about Ardeline in a second. Oh, I will send this to Jose, and you guys will have a graphic soon. I promise. I know I've been saying that, but you will have it. Then I'll finish my Alice Ardeline tangent.
It's not time.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in the heavyweight division, Lucas Dresky.
Forget what I said. Got Lucas Bresky.
235, the official weight for Lucas Dresky.
Lucas Bresky, 235. His fight with Mick Parkin, now official. Bresky recently got off the schneid. I think 0-3 or something to start his UFC career. Got a much-needed win, and here he is getting a big opportunity to fight. Not on the pay-per-view, but on a pay-per-view lineup. So good for you, Lucas. Let me get this graphic. I swear I'm going to send this graphic. Jose, I keep promising the graphic, and I haven't given them. I have lied like 3 times about this graphic.
Known liar.
Yeah, sometimes I lie just for fun. It's funny. It's hilarious. Sometimes you lie and then you hurt someone's feelings, and it's just like, it's really the best. And I will say to everyone out there, if you've never done it, just do it today. Just find someone you know and care about, and just lie to them. Like, something that's not gonna like rock their world, but it's definitely gonna they're gonna feel it, and see how good you feel, and you'll thank me later. No, that's not this one. All right, Jose, I got a new graphic for you. As I was saying, guys, Alice Ardeline opening up the show, has not weighed in yet. A lot of buzz. Just again, kind of an odd signing. A lot big social media following. And not a huge underdog against Shauna Bannon. Shauna did not look amazing in her UFC debut. I know a lot of people are sort of kind of down on her as a prospect. You know, she showed some potential in Invicta. And yeah, she came to the UFC. It was only her 6th pro fight. It's not like Shauna Bannon has been tearing it up for years, you know. So a lot of growth there for Shauna Bannon. You would think because she's at least fought in the UFC, has fought for Invicta, she might be a bigger favorite. I believe hovering around minus 175. So there's some interest in Ardeline, certainly not just as a curiosity, but as someone who might be able to win her UFC debut. I think she's only about plus 150 something underdog. So don't guys, go to DraftKings, promo code the MMA Hour if you want those odds. Fluctuating all the time, but yeah, it's an interesting opener. Again, we haven't seen Ardeline show up yet. Weird history. She's fought like Zhang Wei Li. It didn't go well for her, but she's fought Zhang Wei Li once upon a time.
There you go,
And
AK.
oh, here we go. Sorry, guys, I was not looking at our cam. Boom. Look at that. So professional. So there you go, guys. If you have any questions with the weights, I'll give a rundown in maybe 5-10 minutes.
Do it now.
Yeah, guys. Do it now?
You heard me.
Is that an order? Let me address some Callum. What's
Where
up,
is he?
Callum?
Yeah.
Callum
At
asking,
the ceremonials?
AK,
Yeah.
AK, did you see Sam Alvey defend his prestigious Karate Combat World Heavyweight Championship title earlier today? I did actually see it, or I saw a clip of it. I should say I wasn't
Did
watching
he
live.
win?
Sorry, apologies to He did. He won again. The man has been reborn in Karate Combat. He's a gamer, guys.
I'll be 1 second. Hey, okay, I got it informed.
All right. If you're a fighter, guys, and you're a tough as hell guy, Sam Alvey, excuse me. I know a punchline in the UFC. I get it. One of the longest winless streaks in UFC history. They just kept giving opportunities. He lost close decisions. He lost by getting finished. He's very active with the media, so he was always out there. He's not a guy like you just like could forget as he was losing fights. It was very much a story every time Sam Alvey fought. And then, you know, he got probably one more fight with the UFC than people expected. Lost again. Parts ways of the promotion. Got a fair shot. Now he's bounced back with Karate Combat, and it's kind of emerged as a star. So there is life after the UFC. Mike Perry is another case of that, guys, right? Mike Perry, maybe, you know, not even a top 20 welterweight in the UFC, somewhere in the middle tier of welterweights. Parts ways with the company, goes to BKFC, is a huge star. He's suddenly boxing Jake Paul. These are just bizarre, strange things that happen. But the money is out there. The opportunities are out there. I don't want to hear anybody, regardless of how you feel about these fighters personally. Like, I'm not the biggest Mike Perry fan from a personal standpoint. But, boy, you can't knock these guys for their hustle. You can't knock these guys for staying in there, finding opportunities, making the most of it. The UFC is not the be-all, end-all of combat sports if you're an MMA fighter. Get out there and keep hustling and hopefully make money and get out healthy. So Sam Alvey, hope he's getting paid well by Karate Combat. Hope he's not taking too much more damage out there. And when he comes time to call it quits officially on fighting at all, I hope he's able to do it on his own terms. So, but yeah, another big win for Smiling Sam. Mike Collin, Dana just came from the US. For him, the main event will feel like midnight. Man, this is going to be a trip for some of these fighters. I know that the fighters are prepared. They're all saying the right. Well, some of them are not saying the right things. I mean, Tom Aspinall said straight up, "This sucks. This sucks to fight at this time," which is a very logical thing to say. I'm sure it's not great for the visitors either. I'm sure Curtis Blades and his team, as much as they've done to acclimate. How can you acclimate to fighting, to doing anything at a high level athletically at 3 or 4 in the morning local time? It's just crazy. And I hope we get the best of these guys, but I would not be surprised if we see some strange, uncharacteristic performances from some of the fighters on the later stages of the card. I hope I'm very wrong. Again, these are high-level professional athletes, more prepared for the situation than I could ever be, and I hope I'm wrong. But if anyone looks off, well, we know why, guys. This time change is absolutely insane. Michael asking, when did Sam Alvey marry an America's Next Top Model winner? Yeah, what's her name? McKee? I should know this. I'm sorry, guys. I should know my America's Top McKee Sullivan, right? Am I making this up? Did I get her name backwards? McKee Sullivan. A long time ago, guys. A long time ago. I believe he was married to her before he made it to the UFC, if I'm not mistaken. So we're talking a long time.
All right, I'm back. Okay, what did I miss?
What's up? Nothing. I'm talking Sam Alvey. I saw Sam fight in, I want to say it was Winnipeg. I saw Sam fight, and she was with him then, and this was before the UFC. So this is not a new thing. Where she has been in his corner, literally. I mean, literally, she is his corner woman. She has been for many, many, many years. I don't know if that's the case recently. I don't know if she's retired from cornering him, but yeah, if you watch his UFC fights, you watch his fights before the UFC, McKee is there. McKee is there with her man. So, yeah, that's it's been a long time. They've been married for a while. That is not new. Joe D. I hope the refs and judges can adjust to the time. Gosh, can you imagine some poor ref? I was trying to say which I know. Of course, we're going to see Mark Goddard probably. Leon, who's that? Who's that ref? Who's that UFC ref? Leon Roberts. Oh, not, yeah, Leon Roberts. You'll see some familiar faces certainly from the UK MMA scene. I imagine that also. Hey, they might have. I don't know exactly the designations. They probably could have flown in Herb Dean to be his pay-per-view card. Jason Herzog maybe, but yeah, it's gonna take some adjusting, and from people who need to be pretty sharp from a decision-making standpoint.
Nice.
I really hope
Let
we
me
don't
ask.
see any of the
Just
judges
saying,
nodding
do
off.
you know? I'm gonna ask. Do you know who the referee of the main event's gonna be?
I don't.
And no, it's not Goddard.
We don't have like. Well, we do have the English Mixed Martial Arts Commission, but they don't release.
Oh, okay.
And obviously, remember the UFC is the athletic commission here.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
Just saying is reminding us that the UFC is the commission when we're out here, so we won't know. It won't be Mark Goddard. We know that. He said he's
Saying-
not. He's not gonna. He's not gonna ref Leon fights.
Jose, I have a question for you slash Oscar slash Chisanga, if that
Okay.
is.
Oscar's not
okay.
here, but we'll do our best.
Oh, do we have Chisanga there?
Yes, he's right next to me.
Oh, okay, perfect. We have a commenter saying should have had it in Birmingham. Birmingham. I'm going to say Birmingham because I'm not going to try and do the accent. Birmingham, not Manchester. Wait till you come to Birmingham. We will show you a good time. So I don't know. How do they compare? Yeah, can we ask
I'm going to let
Chisanga?
Chisanga answer this one. Here,
Please.
put these on and. Just put it on. He's asking a British one.
What's good, AK?
What's up, Chisanga Malata? Welcome to the weigh-in stream. Thank you for joining us. Someone says they wish they'd come to Birmingham and not Manchester. I assume you've been to both. How do they compare? You can be as kind as you want, and kind or as honest as you want.
Oh God, you kind of put me in a tough spot here.
Oh boy, is this? I don't know if this is bad for Birmingham or Manchester.
I think the former. Manchester's a very cosmopolitan city, but like any cities, obviously it has its rough parts. You just have to be wary about where you go. I'd say Manchester's a more colourful city than Birmingham, and that's a nicer way, nicer way of putting it. And the accent's better. I'm not going to bore you with my Birmingham impression accent, but Birmingham, you speak like Lenny Henry. That's how they speak in Birmingham. That's how they speak in Birmingham.
That's good.
But yeah, I'll go with my very safe answer and say that Manchester's slightly more colourful than Birmingham.
Okay. Sorry to our commenter. I mean, you didn't say anything really bad about Birmingham.
No, I didn't. I could have said a lot thing worse.
People said you're blowing up Birmingham. He's not blowing up Birmingham. Oh, by the way, what's your club? What's your footy? Give me some footy.
I'm an Arsenal fan, unfortunately.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Take the cans out. Jose, get Jose back in here. Get out of here.
Well, who's your team?
Come on, you Spurs. This is the year.
God.
This is the
Yeah, God. All right. On that note, AK, I'm going to love you and leave you and pass you back to Jose.
Thank you, Chisanga. Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir. Cheers. We're back. Chisanga made. Was that your MMA fighting debut?
No, we've done something.
Oh yes, we have. We have.
Yes, thank you, Chisanga. Arsenal, boo. Come on, you Spurs people. You know, I've been a hardcore Spurs fan since 2023. So I've been in there. You know, I've been in there in the trenches with all you longtime Spurs fans.
Tell me something I should tell Oscar that would make me sound smart with this.
Oh, oh gosh. Who's the guy? Just tell him they just signed the next Sonny. They signed the next Sonny. I think I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
I'm out of my element.
I'm gonna ask a Spurs fan. Who's
Sun
Sonny?
Hung Min. Sun Hung Min, man. He's the heart and soul of the team.
Did they sign the next Sun guy? That's what AK says.
That's
Because he's Korean. Yes, that's what I've been told.
He's an incredibly good player. Deserves better. Deserves better. So I'm not taking a pick. I'm not saying directly at you. I'm just saying in general. How funny was it that Harry Kane went to Bayern Munich to this trophy drought?
Yeah, people shout out your clubs. Shout out your clubs in the YouTube comments, please. I'm very new to football. I watched Celtic play one time in Scotland, and I've fallen in love. So I'm Celtic FC #1, but I did want to pick a Premier League team, and Celtics manager, the brilliant Ange Postecoglou, went to Spurs. It was just a logical choice to go with the team that hasn't won anything in forever, and I'd love to be there when they finally do. So I'm hopping on the bandwagon. Shout out your club, guy. I see Makina Street saying Newcastle. Yeah, Newcastle, they did okay last year.
I think he's overrated. I think he's.
I wish our listeners could hear this conversation. They'd be very
All right.
confused.
All right. I'll do a rundown, guys. I'm going to do a rundown to try and prompt Nick Doroff, Turkey Bacon Club with mayo. Solid club. Solid club. Can't hate on that. That's a good club. Harvey Nathan, up the Arsenal. That's a good thing, right? Oh, Harvey. Well, listen, maybe this is the year for Arsenal. They've looked fantastic the past 2 seasons, but ooh, vape is life. Charlton Athletic, directly opposite the O2. So there you go. Not a Premier League team, lower tier. I love that though. I wish I had a lower tier team to root for. I kind of like Southampton, though. I guess I got promoted. Para, Aston Villa. Birmingham talk. I assume you asked about Birmingham. I assume Aston Villa would be the choice.
Southgate should probably be hugged, drawn, and quartered for the way he played.
Craig Brain Impact. That's just sad. Follows a manager, not the team. No, I'm still following Celtic. Celtic is my team #1. Brendan Rodgers, brought another 2 titles last season. I'm still following Celtic. Celtic above all. If in the unlikely scenario that Celtic and Spurs met in the Champions League, or really met in the Champions League final, or met at any point in the Champions League, I'm rooting Celtic all the way. I'm Celtic for life, but I want to have a Premier League team because that's what people talk about. So I'm with Spurs, but and I'm rooting and for the Spurs fans like Oscar. I know they're a long-suffering fan base, and I would love to see the Spurs fans just win something, a Carabao Cup at this point. Really anything. So that's why I'm happy for the Spurs. But I consider myself, I am a Celtic fan through and through. I have some other weird teams I refer to. I like Inter Milan, but it's Celtic. It's Celtic #1. Obviously, Toronto FC, who have just been absolutely miserable to watch this year, and then but Celtic above all. It's not close. It's not like, oh, I kind of like Celtic more than Spurs. No, it's Celtic way up, and Spurs a far second in terms of. But I'm just getting into football, guys. It's fun. Harvey Nathan, my nan could win a title managing Celtic in the Scottish League. How dare you, sir? Celtic just beat Manchester City 4-3 in a friendly, or not so friendly for Manchester City in this case. So I think we know who the real team is. Celtic would obviously have won the Premier League if they were in it last year, and Manchester City would be mid tier in the Scottish Premier League. I'm only speaking facts. I'm only speaking facts as someone who has followed football hardcore for about 20 months. No one is here for my terrible football takes. I don't think. I will get back to MMA. I promise. So I do see a lot of football comments. So I should acknowledge. Max Rapkin. I studied abroad in Chelsea 14 years ago. So Chelsea it is. Thoughts on Blue Jays first round picks? I have none. Sorry, Scott. I have none. Maybe Jose would know more. I would be very surprised if he's keeping up with the Blue Jays first rounders. I do love the name Trey Yasavage. I think it's so sick, but that is literally all I know. All right. Let me do. Jose, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, we're just getting a bit of background noise, and I was going to do a rundown.
All right, I'm gonna mute it.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you. All right, guys. Now that Jose is gone, we can say whatever we want about Jose. Type it in the comments, guys. No one will see it.
I can still hear you.
Oh no! Oh, it's terrible. Harvey says City players do lie awake at night thinking about how they compete with Aberdeen. I know. I'm telling you, that match is very revealing. A8, Manchester United, the greatest in the UK. I assume when people say United, people educate me when they say United. I can't assume. I have to assume it's Manchester United, right? See, this is how much of a noob I am. Who are we waiting on, A8? I'll let you know. Let's do the rundown now, guys. We are not waiting on Leon Edwards and Bilal Muhammad. They are official for what will be Edwards' third defense of the UFC welterweight championship. Edwards came in at 170. Muhammad just a pound under at 169, but both on championship weight. We're still waiting on Tom Aspinall. And we are not waiting on Curtis Blades. He came in at 256 pounds for his interim heavyweight title opportunity. Blades finally getting the chance to fight for a UFC belt. I know it's interim, but it is a UFC belt. After years of stops and starts, we'll see if he can really spoil the show here. A lot of people expecting a Tom Aspinall win. I think he's a pretty big favorite on DraftKings. Paddy Pimblett, 156 for his fight with King Green, 154.5. King Green, of course, the former Bobby Green, turned his nickname into his legal name. Christian Leroy Duncan, 186 for his main card bout with Gregory Rodriguez, 185. And featherweights, Arnold Allen and Giga Chikadze opening the main card. Allen, 145, Chikadze, 146. Featherweights also closing the prelims. Nathaniel Wood at 145 and MMA lifer Daniel Pineda at 146. Molly McCann and Bruno Brazil both coming in just a pound over the strawweight limit, but they're allowed. It's a non-title fight. Both at 116. Waiting on both Colin Loughran and Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley competing at 135 on short notice. He is replacing Ramon Tavares. So neither guy get to weigh in. But again, Loughran, no issues so far in the UFC. Hadley normally competes at flyweight, so hopefully we have no worries there at bantamweight. Light heavyweights, Modestas Bukauskas and Marcin Prachnio are official. Bukauskas 204, Prachnio 205. Oban Elliott coming in at 170 for his fight. Preston Parsons 169. Manel Kopp weighed in successfully, 125.5. We are still waiting for his opponent, Muhammad Makayev. Sam Patterson at 170. Kiefer Crosby 171. Heavyweights, Mick Parkin 3-0 in the UFC, 9-0 overall. He came in 264. His opponent, Lukasz Bresky, at 235, well under the limit. Very light guy. Probably could be at 205 if he wanted to. And Shauna Bannon came in at 115. We're waiting for her opponent's short notice replacement and a newcomer, Alice Ardeline. So yes, for those of you who wanted a more specific rundown of who we're waiting for, Tommy Aspinall, Colin Loughran, Jake Hadley, Muhammad Makayev, and Alice Ardeline. So really about 6-7 people. They came in. We were finished with probably 3/4 of the card. I shouldn't say 3/4, 2/3 of the card by about 15 minutes in. So now we're just waiting for the stragglers.
He is the UFC interim
Here we go.
heavyweight champion,
It worked.
making the first defense of his title here in Manchester. Tom Aspinall.
251.
251, the official weight for Tom Aspinall. And with that, your UFC interim heavyweight championship fight is now official.
251 for Tom Aspinall. 251, a bit lighter, I believe, than the Pavlovich fight, which actually kind of makes sense. Pavlovich is a huge heavyweight, and I think
that was also short notice.
This is true. That was short notice, yes. Because I think this is also closer to the weight Tom normally fights at. I'm just going to do a quick
100%.
rundown. Shout out to Tapology for having all the weigh-ins there. Yeah, 258 for Marcin Tabora. 251 for the first Blades fight. So there you go. Same weigh-in for the first Blades fight. 252 for Volkov. So yeah, this is a little bit more around his normal weight. He was, 261 for Pavlovich. Again, short notice. Also, Pavlovich, just a huge guy. Probably wanted a little more weight on there. But that fight is official, guys. I will update the fancy graphic we have here, which I can't do in real time because it is just a screenshot.
He was 261.
So the rain dance worked, guys. We shook out the interim. I put interim in quote. I don't know why I'm putting quotations. He is the interim interim UFC heavyweight champion. But here at MMAfighting.com, we don't care about the official rankings. We care about our rankings. And we have Tommy Aspinall number 1. We think he is the number 1, not number 1 contender, guys, the number 1 best heavyweight in all of MMA. With apologies to John Jones, who is a great fighter. He has been inactive since last March. He's not officially removed from our rankings. He got injured. It wasn't his fault. He was supposed to fight in November last year. So through no fault of John Jones' own, he is inactive. and he is taking the Stipe Miocic fight, which again, people can slam him for taking that fight instead of Tom Aspinall. I certainly have. I've slammed John many times, but again, this is his right. This is the fight. Dana White likes this fight. Dana White is convinced that this is the fight that people want to see. So we can hate on it all we want. But yes, John Jones versus Tom Aspinall is happening, and and according to the UFC, John Jones is their number one heavyweight, but not to us, guys. Not to us. We have one Mr. Tom Aspinall as the number one heavyweight, and I hope you do too. I hope you do too, guys. And I hope more than that. Forget who cares. Who cares where you and I and everyone else ranked it. I just hope they get to fight. I think that's a great fight that people need to see. I'm intrigued. I would, even though as much as I'm touting Aspinall based on his accomplishments, based on what he's done at heavyweight, keep in mind John Jones, one fight at heavyweight, Tom Aspinall, several fights at heavyweight, and I would say beating a guy who may be more dangerous than Cedric Gan and Sergey Pavlovich. If they fought, I would still favor John Jones only because I favor John Jones over everyone. Until I see him lose, I will favor John Jones over everyone. But that does not mean that John Jones has earned the number one spot at heavyweight.
Movement. Just as you sent me the graphic.
There we go. Perfect. Well, not so perfect. But.
Or not?
I don't know.
Everyone literally leapt up.
I mean, Mark Ratner's waiting by the scale. He looks ready to slam that puppy home. A8. Jones is more likely to rematch Matt Hamill than fight Aspinall. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Matt Hamill just called him out on Facebook on a very cheeky, I think, kind of a funny call out, saying, "Hey, let's run it back with the new rules. They got rid of the 12-6 elbows are now legal. That is where things went." Oh, there's Alice Ardeline. I think we can see her. That is, or I'm wrong, and this is a staffer. Jose, am I crazy? You're close. You're closer than I am.
I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody.
I'm looking at okay. I'm sorry. I saw a woman with long brown hair, and I assumed that was Alice Ardeline.
The one on the screen right now?
Yes, that is the.
Oh
crack.
no, that is a staffer.
Okay, that is a staffer. That is the crack reporting you get from you guys reporting from 50 million miles away. But yes, Matt Hamill has called out John Jones. The 12-6 elbows are now legal. That is, of course, the strike that got Jones disqualified in that fateful fight with Hamill long ago. The one blemish on Jones's record, who again, a fighter who I think we all agree is undefeated, even if he has a 1 in that loss column. But it would be so hilarious if we could see him fight Matt Hamill again someday. I know it's not going to happen. And again, we don't need to see it. I think we know he's the better fighter, but good for Matt Hamill to capitalize on that. And we're all talking about it. So Max adding that John also kind of lost to Dominic Reyes. I agree. Guys, you look up John Jones, Dominic Reyes, robbery review. I reviewed the fight for MMAfighting.com years later. I think Dominic Reyes won that fight. I don't remember exactly what I wrote, but I believe there was a round in there where I was like, it was impossible to score for Jones, or at least extremely difficult for me to score for Jones. And by that one round, based on how everything else went, you would have to score the fight for Reyes. So not even upon a rewatch, not even a fight I think I said I consider particularly close. Like I think you could give 2 rounds to Jones, but I think the 3 rounds that Reyes won were like pretty definitively Reyes rounds. Again, I have not rewatched the fight in a while. I did this review probably like 3 years ago now, so I should review it again. Like it's one of those fights, and it's a good fight too. It's one of those fights that should just be rewatched often. And I do think Reyes won that fight, but sorry guys, the judges didn't agree. That is officially a win for John Jones. So he is undefeated. But yeah, there's some controversy there. Sleeto asking, the new rules won't be legal tomorrow night. No, they will not be legal until November, guys. So not next month, not for a while. Near the end of the year. Coincidentally.
There you go, okay.
Oh, well done. There's our new graphic. Coincidentally, guys, yes, November, when we expect John Jones to fight again. So if you end up on your back, be ready for some ice-breaking elbows, my friend, because that could be your face now that John Jones is loose and able to use all of his weapons. I'm scared to think of John Jones is already one of the most dominant fighters ever. Imagine how much more nasty some of those fighters would have been if could have thrown those elbows down. Sorry, guys. I had the results loaded up, ready to pump someone else in, but no, we're still waiting on Alice Ardeline Khan Lockery, Jake Hadley, and Muhammad Makayev. How could I forget? Excuse me. The one I'm sure most of you guys are all hanging around for. Let me leave a little note in the comments here, guys, just so people know. They can see it. They can see on screen. Scott still waiting on the men Alfio, Liam McCourt, Robert review. I'll be honest, I didn't see that fight the first time. So if I reviewed it, it'd actually be kind of fun because I'd have a fresh look at it. I would have no biases based on how a previous viewing, based on how the judges actually scored it. That is, I think, the one loss on Menon's record. And Scott, you've said for a long time you consider it pretty dubious. So, Mike Conlon saying the argument people were making for John was that he won the last round of the Reyes fight, and that was the most important fight, so John won it. I don't remember that talk at the time, but I believe you, because that just sounds like the sort of thing that MMA fans or John Jones fans, hardcore fans would say to justify him winning that decision, that they would weigh the last round more, which is just insane. It's the same as, and I know that people in the comments will disagree, that you have to definitively beat the champion to take their belt. No, guys, once they step in there, no one is the champion. It's a 5-round fight, and whoever wins. The judges should not be biased towards the champion. They should try and judge the fight objectively. But they're human. I'm trying to read something in Spanish, guys, but my Spanish is terrible. But Platano UFC, ¿qué pasó, hermano? Están viendo el pasaje fish and chips. Yus. I assume that's saying what's happening, brother. Are you coming to try fish and chips? I believe that's people who speak better Spanish than me. Please correct me. But Jose, listen, Jose is there. As people asking, are Jose and I there? I am not there, guys. I am here in Canada. But Jose has been there all week in Manchester. He's our boots on the ground. You guys know this by now. So Jose, I'm sure, I would hope, has had some fish and chips while he's there. We have plenty of great fish and chips in Toronto, I will say. Some amazing fish and chips places, but I'm sure nothing beats the real thing. Zanny Pacquiao. If John Jones gets that fight overturned, then UFC needs to reimburse Nick Diaz for being wrongfully suspended for marijuana, which is now legal to consume in the UFC. I mean, look, Nick Diaz losing 5 years of his career. I think it got shortened, right? But losing like 3 years of his career at least, because he's smoking the wacky tobacco. I approve of, because he should have been put in prison for that. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that's one of MMA's. I won't go as far as say tragedy, but man, Nick Diaz has so many fans. He's put on so many exciting fights. How many great fights? How many great matchups? How many great quotes? How many great headlines did we lose out on during that stretch because Nick Diaz got busted for weed and got an absurd suspension from the Athletic Commission? So I don't know how you make it up to him. Again, yeah, certainly reimburse him the fine. I know they're not going to. There's zero chance of the commission doing that. But there's no way to make up for the lost time. So that sucks so hard. And Nick Diaz fans out there, I feel your pain. That was brutal. Elmar Umarov, Alex K. Lee, what does the K stand for? The K stands for quality, especially when it comes to spelling. So,
okay, we got a little replay.
All right, next fighter to weigh in here this afternoon, the number 6 ranked UFC flyweight contender, the undefeated Muhammad Mokaev.
We will have a replay. I mean, it's there. There you guys you're seeing Bilal. Bilal from Bilal Muhammad to Muhammad Mokaev. Well done, Jose. Well done.
My current screen is broken.
Okay.
And it is not cooperating, but you might be able to see him in the bottom.
You see him in the bottom.
126, the official weight for Muhammad Mokaev.
126. As my screen froze.
Don't worry. 126 from Muhammad Mokaev, guys. We can have a replay for you available later. His fight. Oh, we're seeing the real man now. His fight, fingers crossed, with Manel Kape is now official. Guys, we are all holding our breath that between now and fight night, nothing terrible happens. It's been really hard for Manel Kape to get in there, both for his own fault and his opponent's faults. I'll give you guys a little Manel Kape rundown. Some of the maladies that he has dealt with and inflicted.
Sorry, so we're back to the normal screen now. I had to reboot for a second, but we are back.
All right, I will send you updated graphic in a moment. Just so people know. Again, guys, that was Muhammad Mokaev. He successfully weighed in. Manel Kape weighed in early at 125.5. So neither guy hitting championship weight, but that is still to come because we do think whoever wins, it is going to be real hard to deny them a shot at the flyweight title. Pantoja needs challengers, guys. Pantoja wants to stay busy. He's been fighting whoever they throw to him. People can criticize, oh, how does Steve Erceg get a title shot? Steve Erceg was available for that date, guys. That's all that Alexander Pantoja can do, and what a great fight that turned out to be. So, we all want to see Pantoja fight Kopp or Makayev. That'd be so awesome. So, fingers crossed, guys. No shenanigans. We get a quality performance from whoever wins on Saturday, and we have Pantoja defending the flyweight title again before the end of the year. So, what was the question I was going to say, or read out, or repeat? Oh, I'm going to kick myself, guys. You guys are lighting it up in the YouTube comments, and I now totally forgot what I was going to say. Max Rafkin, Jose shows search history. No, guys, we don't want that.
You basically just saw all the saved weight graphics you sent me.
It wasn't very exciting. It wasn't, if I'll be honest. It wasn't as tantalizing as I had hoped.
Tantalizing, what a word.
Yeah. Are we okay, I thought we were gonna run the okay. Do that.
No, I'm not trying to mess with the replay at the moment.
All good.
I did that and everything went haywire. I was like, oh no.
It was cool. It looked cool for a moment. I mean, I like the idea. Yes, guys, we are waiting on Jess now, Colin Loughran, Jake Hadley, and Alice Ardeline. I am very worried for Alice Ardeline. I understand. Again, I don't know about her way in history. I don't think she's missed before. Again, I'm going to head out to Tapology.com. I don't see a miss. She does regularly compete at.
We're running the replay right now, okay?
Okay, let's run this replay, guys. There you go. Beautiful.
I don't think there's any audio. But...
Oh, okay. I don't know what I was going to do now.
I don't know. We got some.
256.
256, the official weight for Curtis Blades.
And you can see the little box of weight, so you can still watch along.
251.
251, the official weight for Tom Aspinall. And with that, your UFC interim heavyweight championship fight is now official.
This technology is pretty impressive. Sorry, guys. I'll stop talking for now. Here's a replay of Leon Edwards.
170.
170, the official weight for the champion, Leon Rocky Edwards.
'69, 169.
169, the official weight for Bilal Muhammad. And with that, your UFC 304 championship main event is now official.
$256.
256, the official weight for Curtis Blades.
$251.
251, the official weight for Tom Aspinall. And with that, your UFC interim heavyweight championship fight is now official.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go, guys. No hiccups so far, including people asking did Makayev weigh in. Yes, guys, Makayev did weigh in. By the way, Jose, that technology was so amazing. You should patent that. I would call it. I would call it picture. Wait for it. Picture in picture.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
It's a little complicated for the Brits out here.
Oh, they'll have a much more clever. The Brits have a more clever name for everything. Like what we call picture in picture, I'm sure they'd call screen on. I was gonna do some very bad rhyming Cockney slang, but I'm not smart. Yeah, I'm not smart enough to do that, and would not even attempt it. Okay, guys, I remember what I was going to do, and that was run over what has been going on with Manel Kopp since his last fight, which was December 2021. We have not seen Manel. Oh, sorry, his last fight since December 2021. No, sorry, 3 fights. I screwed this up. Let's start this again.
We also got the weights on screen now.
Thank you. Manel Kopp has fought 3 times, guys. Excuse me, 3 times since December 2021. And here's some of the stuff that's happened around that, though. He's missed out, I believe, I want to say 7 fights have fallen through. 7 fights have fallen through. So let me run this down again. Hat tip to Tapology and, of course, MMAfighting.com for all this info and stuff. He had a fight with Sumiderji that fell through when Kopp tested positive for Turinabol. He was supposed to fight Rogerio Bontorin. That fell through when Bontorin, not Kopp, Bontorin had a botched weight cut. Alex Perez, of course. Alex Perez is in there. Alex Perez had medical issues, so that fight fell through. Davison Figueiredo and Kopp was supposed to happen at one point. Oh, no, it wasn't Davison. Was it Davison or was it Francisco? Who was, people remind me, who was Manel supposed to fight? There was a Figueiredo on there. Sorry, guys, my notes are a little... Davison. He was going to fight Davison at UFC 290. Figueiredo was not medically cleared. That was a weird one. Kai Kara France, we all remember that fight was supposed to happen. Kai Kara France unfortunately had a concussion. Then twice Kat was booked to fight Mateus Nicolau this year. First time he missed weight very badly, missed weight by 3.5 pounds, and the bout was canceled because of that. And then he withdrew from the second booking. I don't remember why. So yes, in total, guys, that's 7 fights since December 2021 that Manel Kopp has missed out on. Again, sometimes it was on his side, sometimes it was on his opponent's side. And we've only seen him actually fight 3 times. But he is 3-0 in those fights and seems to be knocking at the door of a title shot, especially if he can beat the undefeated Wunderkind, Muhammad Makayev. So there we go. But we don't know, guys. We don't know if this fight is going through. I saw a lot of people asking, why is this fight so low on the card? And one person, a shout out to a commenter earlier, I'm sorry, I should have written down the name, but they said maybe it's to have people to entice them to come a bit earlier on the card, which is that's sort of an optimistic viewpoint, is maybe they consider Makayev and Kopp sort of a early prelim draw and they can fill the seats a bit earlier. But just as likely, as most people suggested, I think even Jed Meshew has suggested this, they might have been a little worried about this fight falling through. So rather than put on the main card and give it sort of that promotional juice and then have to sort of fix that if the fight falls through, you put it lower on the card. It's got a little less hype, a little less conversation around it. And if unfortunately the fight does not happen, then it's much easier to sweep under the rug. But they have made weight. Makayev and Kopp have made weight, and as of now, are on point to fight Saturday at Co-op Live in Manchester, England. Knock on whatever wood you guys happen to have near you. People I see bickering a little bit in the comments. Guys, come on now. We got enough divisiveness in this world. Keep it together. We got to stay strong. We got to stay strong for the weigh-ins. You got this graphic on screen, guys. Just waiting on 3 fighters. Let's change our conversation, guys. Let's go to the obvious here. We got Leon Edwards. We got Bilal Muhammad in a rematch. First fight did not end satisfactorily. You could certainly argue that Edwards was winning what little action we saw. It was, what, a round and a bit? How long was that first fight? Leon Edwards. 5 minutes and 18 seconds. So I think it was pretty clear 10-9 for Leon in round 1, but really that's all we saw. I'm not convinced that one fight, that one round, that one completed round tells us, oh, Edwards is going to destroy Bilal Muhammad. I don't know about that. But guys, shout out your picks. You know what? Let's bring up the poll. I'm not in the preview relay. Let's bring up the poll. Boom. Who wins the UFC 304 main event? Will it be the champ, Leon Edwards? Or will it be, remember the name, Bilal Muhammad? I did not put a draw option because draws are for suckers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. All right. Give us your predictions, guys. Don't just give me that, guys. Don't just vote in the poll. Give me your predictions for Edwards and Muhammad. I'm not getting my prediction yet because I'm very influential, as they say, and I know as soon as I say a name, you guys are all gonna go like, "Oh, I gotta agree with AK. AK's so smart. He knows so much about fighting. He's so good looking. Like I have to agree with him." So I will not say who I think is going to win yet. Also, I'm still kind of waffling on it. I do the predictions for MMAfighting.com. I have not finished them yet, and I have not made my pick for the main event. So I'll just kind of tout the virtues of both guys right now. We know Leon Edwards, technically one of the best fighters, pound for pound, in the world. Very tough, great footwork, very good striker. I think an underrated wrestler. We saw some of his wrestling in the first round with Kamaru. In the first round of the first fight with Kamaru, the guy can grapple. The guy can grapple. His preferred method of victory is going to be to strike for sure. And if this stays in the feet, I think most people would believe he has the advantage. Bilal Muhammad, also on a long undefeated streak, has really ramped up the aggression lately. I know both guys have a reputation for being decisionators, and it's well earned. I think is it Edwards or Muhammad who has the record for most welterweight decision wins, which is some might consider a dubious record, but it is a record to have. So yes, both guys tend to go the distance.
The bantamweight division, Keelan Lochran.
Keelan Lochran. I apologize, Keelan. I've been pronouncing his name wrong this whole time. John Anik is the man. You guys go to him for pronunciation needs.
136, the official weight for Keelan Lochran.
136 for Keelan Lochran. Again, he will be facing short notice opponent Jake Hadley, normally a flyweight. We'll see if Hadley how he looks at 135. Again, got a little extra weight to play around with. So I'm not that worried about Jake, but short notice is tough. 10 pounds is quite a bit of weight to play around with, but it's not like a free pass for him to make weight. So hopefully we have no issues with Jake. And we get ourselves. That's going to be a great fight too, Keelan and Jake Hadley. Just a little update there to Jose. Give me your Edwards Muhammad predictions, people. Let me know. What are we thinking? First round knockout? First round. What are we thinking? 25-second submission? What do you got, guys? Craig Brain Impact says Bilal just fights big names in their 40s, way past their best. Ouch. Ouch. Sean Brady? That's not a thing. Sean, we're not. Come on now. We're not. Okay. Gilbert Burns is not past his prime. I think that's a little crazy, guys. Gilbert Burns is a top 5, top 6 welterweight in the world. I mean, you could say after he lost to, Bilal, maybe he didn't look his best, but I think that's a little revisionist, so I don't agree with that. And Sean Brady was a very relevant win over a guy who still could compete for a welterweight title someday. So unfair comment. Max Rapkin joining in, though. Be a little more specific. Kamaru with bad knees isn't the same guy. Colby can't beat anyone under 40. I don't think you can take away the Kamaru wins. I do think the Colby win looked not great for either guy. Even if you think Colby was at full health, it's not a great win. And then if you acknowledge that Colby had a foot injury, which I think most of us assumed he did when we saw the fight, and then he seemed to corroborate after. Yes, the Colby fight does not look good either. But Colby was ranked top 5 when they fought.
Win is a
or
win.
was he underranked? Win is a win. Colby could still beat a lot of guys at welterweight. Frankly, is he going to dominate everyone in the top 10? Not necessarily. But Colby is still a very extremely tough fighter to beat. Definitely probably not in his prime, but a very tough fighter to beat. And Kamaru, I can't take away from those wins. I don't care how old Kamaru is. I don't care about the wear and tear. Before fighting Leon, I mean, Kamaru was a beast. He's taking time off now. We'll see how he comes back. Maybe those knees will heal. Maybe he'll just have time to recover and refocus, and maybe we see him fight for title again. Bam, there's the updated graphic, guys. Just waiting for 2, Jake Hadley and Alice Ardeling. Mike Conlon, I just don't see what Bilal brings to the table that Leon hasn't seen before in preparing for Usman and Colby. Listen, you're not wrong. Bilal is not like some crazy stylistic challenge that Leon has not seen before. Leon has seen opponents with better grappling than Bilal, has seen opponents with better striking than Bilal, and yes, Kamaru is a guy who mixes those things better than Bilal, but every fight is different. Like I said, Bilal is on a hot streak. It does feel like he's in his prime. I just think Bilal has a chance. Again, I'm not giving my pick yet, but I think Bilal has a chance. Right now, we've got 68% Leon Edwards in the poll. Understandable. He's looked great as champion. DC7, Leon, 3rd round TKO, head kick to ground and pound. DC7, put some money on it. let's see. I'm now curious. Let's go to DraftKings promo code the MMA Hour, guys. Leon Edwards currently a minus 250 favorite, just flat out minus 250 favorite. Leon by KO in round 3. Let me find this. Let me find this for. These are always funny. Leon by KO in round. Well, Leon wins in round 3, plus 1400. Damn. Okay. Wow. I'm trying to find KO specifically. I'm sure you can, guys. More experienced bettors, if you can find this line, please let me know. I am not. I do not bet on MMA. I tell people not to bet on MMA, but if you must. Oh, here we go. Leon by KO round 3, plus 1600. It's a long shot. It's a long shot, but I like the gusto. I'm picking it. Rick Rockchus. Excuse me, guys. Rick Rockchus. Bilal split decision. Yeah. Hey, if this goes 5 rounds, guys, we could be taking a trip to Splitty City. We could be taking a trip to Splitty City. Let's see. Medium cheese. Bilal by decision or Leon by cut due to elbows. Interesting. Lots of wrestling or Bilal gets cut in the clinch. Wow, that's a very specific call. Could Leon kind of grind his way to a win with just a timely elbow? I could see it. I could see that. I could see that. What's we got here? DC7 again saying he's going to stuff Bilal's takedowns. He'll get his timing down and catch him on the feet. Yeah, this isn't quite a grappler versus striker matchup. Again, both guys are pretty well rounded, but the consensus seems to be Edwards wins on the feet. Bilal has to have some sex. Don't clip that. Has to have some success with the grappling to have any chance of pulling off an upset. And I get that for sure. I think a few timely takedowns could throw Edwards off his rhythm. You get some ground and pound in there. You do some damage that way. That's how you win rounds. That's how you win rounds. That's how you pull off an upset. As like I say, it's about I think plus 250, plus 275. Excuse me, underdog. So yeah, very interesting. Plus 205. Excuse me, plus 205. 2 to 1. Driving side was asking, is this the first time someone defended an interim heavyweight belt? Defended it? No. I believe Big Nog was the interim champion when he fought Frank Mir the first time.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, after they did the Ultimate Fighter. I'm pretty sure. Let me just, and that was kind of, but it was kind of weird. It was kind of part of almost like a 4-man tournament. Yeah, he fought Frank Mir UFC 92, and then the winner of that would go on to fight the Brock Lesnar, Shane Carwin winner.
I am sleepy.
Yeah, if Jose says he can't remember something, it has to be because of sleep deprivation, because this man is a vault. But yes, no, not the first time the interim heavyweight title has been defended. At least once before. I'm sure I might be forgetting another occasion. But yes, Nogueira defended it. Did not successfully defend it. He was KO'd by Frank Mir, and then Frank Mir went on to rematch Brock Lesnar, and he got brutally smashed by the next big thing, as he was known at the time. Warren Bashan, have some what with the grab? I said success, Warren. I said have some success with the grappling, okay? There was no other word in there that sounded like anything salacious. Okay, I had have some success with the grappling. Max Raffin going in on Colby. Colby should be unranked and fighting Muslim Salikov in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, Colby's shtick has only taken him so far. His 2 competitive fights with Usman can only take him so far. I wonder if he's going to try and get one of the guys who does not win on Saturday night, if he's going to try, of course, to get Leon. Well, he won't get a Leon rematch. No one wants to see that again. If he would try to get Bilal. Bilal is saying all the right things right now about like, well, I don't care about Colby anymore. That's a fight I wanted for years, but now I'm fighting for the title. I skipped him, which is absolutely correct. But if Bilal loses and he needs another name, someone with name value to fight to bounce back from it, could be Colby. It's definitely a sellable fight for the UFC. One of those fights that could have some very, very, very ugly trash talk as well. So. Nick Paby, who has Leon finished other than Usman in the last 4 years? Nobody, I think. I remember the only thing it jumped out at me as I was looking over Leon's resume was that he once knocked out Seth Baczynski, the great Seth Baczynski, another Ultimate Fighter alum, in 8 seconds. Who was there, guys? Tell me, if you were in Krakow, Poland, lovely city, by the way, if you're in Krakow, Poland, and saw Leon Edwards knock out Seth Basinski with his hat to be on the undercard. Actually, it's the prelim closer. If you were there, let me know, because I don't remember that at all. I know I've seen it. I'm sure I've watched it more than once, but this was almost 10 years ago now, April 2015. His other finishes: Albert Tumanov, UFC 204, Peter Sabata, very last second finish, TKO, March 2018. And after that, it was just, it was a while. It was 4 years, about 4 years before the miraculous Kamaru Usman head kick knockout. So yeah, Leon, not a big finisher. It's not a secret, but he wins fights, guys. 22-3. Say what you want about the method. He wins fights. He's the champion. His third title defense. I'm trying to see where this would put him on the all-time list. Not very high. Welterweight, I forgot, has had some really good champions. Let's go in order here. Pat Miletich defended it 4 times. Matt Hughes, his first run, defended it 5 times. Then defended it 2 more times later on. So 7 total defenses for Matt Hughes. Of course, the legendary GSP, 9 consecutive title defenses. And since then, a little more fluctuation, but still, T. Wood defended it 4 times, Kamaru 5 times. So Leon's got a long way to go before I think he leapfrogs some of these names on the all-time list. And he's not going to defend it 9 times. I know he keeps mentioning wanting to chase GSP's legacy. He's not going to defend it 9 times. Just not going to happen. But he could get to 5. I think 5 is in play. I know he wants Makhachev to come up. Maybe a hell of a title defense. You can get that one. But Max, to be fair to Leon, COVID basically cost him a year of fighting. Yeah, sure. Dill and Seth beat Kimbo. No, that was Seth Petrozelli, not Seth Basinski. Not to be confused. And yes, both men were on The Ultimate Fighter, so it is a little confusing. Not that Seth Basinski was again, a welterweight, so a little bit lower in weight than light heavyweight / heavyweight Seth Petrozelli, the immortal Seth Petrozelli. Driving sideways. You think we see another heavyweight interim title fight before Jones fights Stipe? Oscar Lara, looking forward to Dana post-fight press conference announcing John Jones earned a performance bonus since no other fighter is better than Jones. Listen, if Dana is ever to bring up Jones, at least it would make sense to do it, because I'm sure someone will ask about Tom Aspinall and somebody will come into Jones. But at least people are talking about heavyweight, not like last time when people were asking about Islam and then how great Islam is at lightweight. Like, is he the greatest lightweight? Where does he rank in the lightweights? And then Dana went some bizarre John Jones pound for pound GOAT tangent. That was extremely strange. But yeah, do we think that we're going to see another interim heavyweight title defense? I want to believe. Technically, no, because I want to believe if Aspinall has to defend his belt again, that they just elevate it. Just elevate it to undisputed, because Jones, after he fights Stipe, assuming he beats him, which is not a guarantee, but in all likelihood, he's going to retire, right? The Alex Pereira fight materializing changes things a lot. That's a big reason for John to stay around, and a very winnable fight for him as well. But you can't keep having 2 world titles, right? You can't have Tom defend the interim belt again and also have John defending the heavyweight belt a second time against by fighting Alex Pereira. That'd just be crazy, right, guys? That'd be crazy. So I have to think it won't be an interim title again. The most screwed up thing would if they just told Tom Aspinall, like, well, you know what? The undisputed champion is back. We don't need the interim title anymore. That'd be super messed up. But weird things happen in combat sports, guys. And again, I always say belts are props. If the UFC wants to have 2 heavyweight belts floating around, guess what? They can. They can do it for as long as they want. They can have Tom Aspinall defend the interim belt 3 times. Maybe they'll like the controversy. Maybe they'll thrive on this this very organic debate of, wait, who's the real number 1? Because John Jones is undisputed according to the UFC. Tom Aspinall is interim. How can an interim guy be the number 1 heavyweight? You know, some of these discussions might seem to have obvious answers to you guys, but I guarantee you, among the casual set. Hey, Jose, I was
chopping it up about baseball. Sorry.
Fantastic.
Hey, I want your thoughts on this, AK.
Yes.
Unrelated to MMA. This has been a hotly debated topic amongst the MMA media.
Oh my gosh.
Has literally nothing to do with MMA, but Daniel Cormier did start the conversation. I went out to dinner the other day, and not with DC, but like he happened to walk into the same pizza place, and we were chatting for a bit, and he says that Coldplay is the greatest British rock band of all time.
Who said this? Cormier?
Daniel Cormier, which is insane.
I like Coldplay. I own several Coldplay albums. I wouldn't put them in the top 20
15?
of
No.
I've gone almost went 20, and I like
Yeah.
Coldplay. Like I'm a Coldplay fan, but like the greatest. You know what? Thank you for bringing this up, Jose. Guys, people in the chat, shout out your favorite British bands. Say the
I
obvious. Look, you
mean,
can throw
we were
the
trying to put
Beatles in
it.
there, Rolling
No,
Stones.
it's like our top five in no specific order that we've kind of sort of agreed on has been Beatles, Stones, Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and then there's like Queen or the Smiths, Oasis, Deep Purple,
These
Pink
are all
Floyd
great
if you
choices.
consider them a rock band,
The Stone Roses. If you guys want to throw the Stone Roses in there, I'm happy to hear it. Like,
The
there's
Clash,
just
Sex
there's
Pistols.
so many good choices. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Honestly, if
You
we're
know what?
considering if we're considering Coldplay a rock band, might as well throw the Spice Girls in there. They did
Listen,
rock the world, as Susanna said.
Dan Cormier, if you're out there and your favorite English band is Coldplay, more power to you. Is your favorite, but you cannot objectively have a conversation with anyone and say that they are the greatest English band. It's just that's wild. But if it's your favorite, it's your favorite. It's your favorite. People throwing out Iron Maiden, Social Distortion.
Oh, Iron Maiden is a good shout. No one
Thank you
brought
guys.
that
A lot
up.
of good. People. Spinal Tap, not even a real band. I mean, well, yes, technically they are, I guess, a real band, but initially not a real band. I would absolutely
Iron
put them on
Man's a good
Coldplay.
shout.
Radiohead. Did we even say Radiohead? Radiohead, of course. Mike Conlon. Yeah, Jose already said it. You don't really top the Beatles or the Stone Roses. Yeah, I mean, this. There's just so much good. There's just so much good English
Radiohead.
music.
No one said Radiohead either.
There you
Damn.
go. Radio. I would slightly
Is
probably
British
put Radiohead
music
above.
is British music better than American music?
I mean,
dreary ass country we live in, dude.
That's true. You guys are all in your feelings and singing about it.
and we're only talking bands. We
Pink
didn't
Floyd
even
we
like.
did talk about.
Are we only talking bands? Like, are we doing like David Bowie? Like, are we talking like? Are we only saying bands?
Madison Square Garden.
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Judas Priest, no one mentioned.
Boy, there's just so many. It's not. It's that's what I'm saying. They're not even top 20. And I say this. I know I have to keep saying this.
What
It sounds
is
like I hate
What is?
Coldplay, but
I'm gonna ask. Just saying. What is not best? What's your favorite British rock band? Like in your opinion? I really like the Smiths.
Yeah.
And I really like the Clash.
I was gonna say, for me, it's either between the Clash or Queen. I think
Queen, damn, that's true. That is a good shout. Is Sade from England?
I believe so.
Oh my God, she has to be top. She transcends all lists.
This is again. It's. Let's definitively say this. It's not Coldplay. If you're if you're making a list of the number one English band of all time, musical act of all time, it's not Coldplay. It's not Coldplay. Coldplay, a fine band.
I can't believe
successful.
the MMA Fighting Slack Room hasn't chimed in on this. Usually they have opinions on things.
I would imagine they are. It's just a. I would imagine they are agape, mouths agape that anyone would suggest that.
I have to inform someone of some of your.
Anyone. Craig Brainerd. Only wrong answer is Coldplay. The rest are brilliant. People, where would you rank Coldplay? Top 30? Top 30. Shout out to T-Rex. Top 30 maybe. And not in the top 20. I mean somewhere from 21 to 30, right? This is the Kinks, there you go. Oasis, we said Oasis. Yeah, Oasis is a very popular band. I'm a big Oasis guy. Blur. We didn't say Blur. Shout out to Blur. Shout out to Damon Albarn. Love me some Blur. The Cure. Holy crap. We have named 30 bands already that have to be considered to be higher than Coldplay. But yeah, if Coldplay's your favorite, Coldplay's your favorite British musical act, no hate, guys, no hate. We all like what we like.
Everyone write their favorite Sade song in the chat.
I have some terrible music choices, so I will not judge anybody. Trust me, I will not judge anybody.
Is Coldplay the Nickelback of the UK?
I can't speak for the UK. That is what I imagine for them, because obviously Nickelback is the Nickelback of Canada, and I guess also the US.
You love rock. I'm talking about like perception. Yeah. You still there, AK?
I'm still here. Yeah, I'm just looking at great recommendations in the
Joy Division. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot Joy Division. They're one of my top bands. But I like sad music.
Is Gorillaz a UK band? Yeah, I would definitely consider Gorillaz a UK band. Yeah. Again, shout out Damon Albarn again. Okay. Where are we at time wise? We got time, but some of the names, like I said, that I had to keep an eye on. Guys, broken clocks twice a day, but I did say we should watch out for Jake Hadley and we should watch out for Alice. Now, I do think Jake Hadley, I bet, is just. We can get back to talking music, guys, in a second, but Jake Hadley, I would imagine, is just taking his time, actually, because again, he normally fights at 125, and even though it's short notice, I can't imagine him being that much heavy, walking around that much heavier than 135. Though I don't know. Maybe Jake Hadley weighs like 170 pounds between fights. I doubt it. So I think he's taking his time. I'm only worried about Ardeline just because she is a UFC newcomer. She's also taking this fight on short notice. Ardeline is coming on 2 weeks' notice. Has competed at strawweight and flyweight regularly, but a cut on that time can be tough, and she is new to the UFC. So I am tentatively saying that we'll have a successful weigh-ins, but we'll see. So many people. Your choices in musical acts are absolutely fantastic. Joe D. Could Tommy get a live performance entrance like Connor? Oh. You know what would be sick? If I would trust the UK fans to pick this up. If they played almost no music and somehow prompted them to just do a Tommy Aspinall chant. If he just walked out to the Tommy Aspinall chant. Oh, man. Goosebumps. The atmosphere is going to be incredible. I know it's going to be late in the morning, or early in the morning, I say, excuse me. But I think the atmosphere is going to be absolutely crazy. Some people. All right, guys, we're shouting out too many bands now. Max shouting at Mogwai from Scotland. Okay, yeah, I guess we're saying UK, but I mean, like, I'm trying to stick to, I don't know, England, I guess.
Myself.
Yeah, if we want to expand our reach even further, I guess yes, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, but let's stick to England. I don't know. Virtual Coldplay over Oasis is a nasty take from. Hey, listen, you like whatever you like. If you like Coldplay more than Oasis, you like Coldplay more than Oasis. It's not a crime, guys. Music is subjective. Now that Jose's gone, I can say music is subjective. Though again, Coldplay being the greatest band out of England is a truly insane take. My Bloody Valentine. Oh, they're Irish. Okay. Yeah, I was going to shout it. There's all these bands I was going through, and I was like, no, that band's from Scotland, or that band is like Australian, and like I don't want to be an ignorant North American and just be lumping any band with an accent that is not as being in the UK. That's just a horrible thing to do. Yes, we're rating Jake Hadley, Alice Ardeline. Guys, what about the co-main? So I'll close this poll. You got very firmly in Leon Edwards' side. 72%. 72%. Leon Edwards. Michael, shout out to monk droning music of the 1300s. Yeah, listen, that's hardcore stuff. That is that's the real pioneers of rock and roll, the monks. 71%, excuse me, 71% Leon Edwards. You guys are very confident. Put your money where your mouth is. Just joking. Don't bet on MMA. Let's ask, guys, who wins the UFC 304 co-main event? How about that? Again, another rematch, technically. Not really. First fight. Ended in about 15 seconds. A win for Curtis Blades, certainly. But not one that I'm sure
All
is
right,
not
I'm
one
back
really
again.
reacts.
Some people were asking about the geopolitical situation in America, and I was
God.
we don't need to talk about this on the streams.
We certainly did not need to talk about this on the stream. Max Rapkin, Creed is better than them all. Sorry, England. Yeah, there you go. I mean, that answers your question, Jose. Is English music better than American music? I mean, America has Creed, so debate settled.
What are you saying?
That Creed is better than any
Creed
band.
sucks.
How dare you, sir? Bullets. People, put on Bullets right now, and make sure you watch the music video. Maybe the greatest music video of all time.
That's also not true.
Definitely the best looking music video of all time. Bullets by Creed, absolute banger, and the peak of computer generated graphics. It's kind of all been downhill since there. So great video. With Arms Wide Open, that's a great song. Higher. Really, I could go on about Creed all day. Michael, I'm proud of None for saying the Beatles. I like the Beatles. Do people hate the Beatles now? Is it just too obvious?
It's just cool to hate. They're just cool to hate.
I'm also a very basic Beatles fan, I should say. I like all the 8 days a week and like I want to hold your hand and stuff like that. Like I like some of the psychedelic stuff, but I'm not like I never got super deep into it. So I'm a very casual Walmart Beatles fan. Don't come to me for Beatles takes. I don't know anything about the true genius of the Beatles. I listen to all the number ones and the songs that are playing at your uncle's house when you have to visit. So. Oh, now we're talking about American bands, Jose. Joe D shouting out Korn and Papa Roach. Uh,
Oh my God.
Drowning
What are we
Pool.
doing, people?
Shout out to Drowning
Guys,
Pool.
you're answering my question with yes. British bands are better.
No.
Everything you said is not aren't is a tally mark in the UK side.
Limp Bizkit, Sugar Ray,
Oh my
Smash
God,
Mouth, Smash Mouth,
these are the bands that people are saying represent the
RFD.
United
No,
States.
this is me. This is me. This is just me.
I'm so disappointed in society now.
No, this is just me. Don't judge society based on me.
Who's the greatest American band ever?
Great American. Dude.
We said Creed.
It's not Creed.
It's not who?
It's not.
AK thinks
It's
it's
not.
Creed.
It's not. It's not Creed.
It is not Creed. It's not Creed.
How dare you?
I don't know. Dude, there's so many. Depends
Billy
on-
Joel.
Yeah.
I think we're talking to talk bands. If we go solo acts,
Metallica is a good shout.
yeah, good.
Metallica
Like
is a good
Park.
shout.
I like
It's
Linkin
not
Park.
Linkin
is a good
Park.
band. They're a good
You guys
band.
are crazy.
I'm not saying they're the best American band ever. I like Linkin Park.
Like Korn as well?
Ew.
No?
System of a Down's good.
System
Creedence
Yes.
Clearwater Revival.
I think Ariel's
I mean-
is still still up there.
I mean, the Jackson 5 is a band.
Jackson 5 is a band. I love
Oh,
Jackson 5.
The Doors, Nirvana, the
And if you want to
Eagles,
go Motown, you could do like a top 5 of just
Velvet
Motown.
Underground, REM, Tom Petty. That's a great. Guns N' Roses.
Weezer. Shout out to
Chili
Weezer.
Peppers.
Come on.
Shout out to Weezer.
I'm a big Ramones fan too. Ooh, Talking Heads though. Shoot.
People, can you give me some Aspinall Blades predictions too? Give me some Aspinall Blades predictions. I see, of course, I see Aspinall winning the poll, almost 70% right now. How does it go, guys? I assume we're all picking a finish. If you're gutsy enough to say decision, let me know how you think that's going to play out. I can't imagine this going past the second round. Oh, I guess decision is obvious. I guess you'd say Blades out wrestles Aspinall for 5 rounds. Sorry, I guess that's a pretty obvious outcome. But I actually think Blades will finish him. If he's that dominant with his wrestling, I think Blades gets a finish. Oh, by the way, guys, I didn't give my pick for the main event. I still don't have it yet. Check MMAfighting.com Saturday morning. You'll see my predictions. Pearl Jam. Oh my God, I love Pearl Jam. God,
Do you
I love
like
Pearl
Huey
Jam.
Lewis in the news?
They're okay. Yeah.
Their early work was a little too new wave for my taste.
Joe D, AK, what artist in your current music playlist? I'm old and out of.
Someone will get that reference.
I'm old and out of touch, and I don't have a current music playlist. I don't listen to anything that's come out in the last 2 years because I'm boring. So I really love Olivia Rodrigo right now. I got this very strange. I love Olivia Rodrigo. I've gotten this strange Olivia Rodrigo tip, and I'm just like, I think because I'll see if I can cite the Swifties right now. I got a little tired of Taylor Swift. I really like Midnight's good album. I didn't get the whole folk thing. I just a little tired of Taylor Swift, so I guess I needed a like pop music female alternative, and I just immediately jumped to Olivia Rodrigo, and I'm just a huge fan. So, but yeah, I don't look to me guys for cool music choices. I'm so out of the loop as to what's like interesting that's not on the radio and stuff like that. I'm very bad for it. So, Scott got your American Psycho reference, Jose. So I just didn't hear you. So I've watched American Psycho many times. Okay. Oh, T-Stan. I think Tom Aspinall gets a decision to win. T-Stan, if you could elaborate, please, in the comments. How do you think that's going to play out? I don't know. I just don't. He never has. Am I crazy? Tom Aspinall has no decision wins, right? Curtis Blades is really tough. But even Curtis, when he loses, doesn't lose by decision. He gets murked. He's never lost by decision. So that would be incredible.
My microphone went out for a minute. Am I back?
You're back. Yeah. Did you go? You didn't go on
my microphone just cut out, and I was troubleshooting.
T-Stan is saying Tom Aspinall because I just want to hear T-Stan in the comments. If you can elaborate, I just don't know how Tom Aspinall decision would play out. I just can't see it.
I can't even imagine.
But Tony Gutierrez, Aspinall, KO round 1. Yeah, I think that has to be the favorite. I'm actually gonna check DraftKings right now. I bet that has to be minus. I don't think you can get plus money on a Tom Aspinall first round knockout. Where is that? Why am I so bad at finding these? Tom Aspinall by first round knockout. Yeah, minus 120. So very, very likely outcome. I think we're all seeing. I think we can all imagine Tom maybe suffering a takedown or two, or if he gets taken down. Tom is a really good grappler, and I know people know this, but I just don't think he gets to show it off enough in his fights, and people
What did you
forget.
say?
So even if he gets taken down, I think one, he's a threat to Blades on the ground, and two,
Hit
I think
me.
he'll be able to get back up.
Oh,
So
you got one? All right. AK, you there?
how do I? Yeah, Jose, how do I
So,
pronounce Charlie XCX? How do I pronounce that?
I don't know. I'm 33.
You're cool.
The
You
correct
listen. You listen
answer
to
to
SZA.
who the greatest I do. SZA, you said? Oh, I got a
Yes.
story about SZA that I'll tell you about another time. It's
I know the
quite
story.
funny.
I mean, you've told me the story many
It's
times, and it
quite
is
funny.
hilarious. But I don't know if we can tell the story on air. Michael says Charlie X and Doja Cat have 2 good albums lately. If you like pop music, my friends in the community let me know about these things. The only things I know about Doja Cat are she was the star of the first Triller show. I'll never forget it. And that song from the Elvis soundtrack I think is really dope. But I don't know a
Ew.
lot of it. I like that song. Vegas. That's a good song from a
No.
mediocre movie.
I think the answer to who's the best American rock band is anything Prince does.
Ooh, that's a very good choice. That's a strong
The
choice.
answer is
All right,
Prince.
R.I.P. Prince. R.I.P. Prince.
Answer's Rick
Wow, that's a
James
strong
from
choice.
Joy.
That's true.
Guys, give me some more. Mike Conlon. Curtis doesn't have an iron chin, though. We know this. Yeah, it does feel
Everyone
like.
wave bye to Oscar.
Bye, Oscar. Come on, hashtag. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah.
Max
We all.
Rapkin. 100,000%. You and I are the
Oakley
only two
Dokley.
that listen to Oakley Dokley.
Yeah, I'm not
Without
familiar.
question.
You
Heavy
know, it was a
metal
cool
for
band.
life.
You know, it was a cool band I listened to recently. What's that group? They did 1,100 Gex.
Anyway,
Do you fucks with 100 Gex, Jose?
I can't really say I do. I'm not gonna pretend, so I can't really comment on it.
Oh, you don't like them, or you haven't heard of them?
I just don't listen to them enough.
Oh, they're cool. They're cool. It's very my fiance cannot stand their music. She hates electronic music in general. I'm not a big electronic music guy, but like I like the way they do it. I think it's really just enjoyable and fun. Their songs are all like 2 minutes long, so I love it. I think it's so punchy and cool. And but my fiance was like, she was just going insane. She said, "I'd never play this for me again." And I'm like, all right, fair enough. How did it take so long to get to this? Joe D wants to know, Jose, what are your thoughts on Aspinall's tattoos?
His back tattoo is very good. His back tattoo.
What is it? I
fair.
need to.
It's like
find these
I don't know quite. Let me look it up. It's a Japanese.
Oh my god, it's
style.
like a. Oh my god, yeah, that is elaborate.
He used to have a clock on his back, which was not great. But his new back piece is very good. It's like a mask of some sort.
Yes, that is quite impressive.
I don't like any of the ones on his arms at all. But his back tattoo is one of the, I would say, top 10, top 5 tattoos in MMA.
So overall, thumbs up to Tom's tattoo collection.
Yes.
Pretty strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Back tattoo is a 10 out of 10.
I've seen some people saying it's an oni. It's an oni on the
that
back.
makes sense. Oni mask. Yeah.
So it's Japanese oni mask.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like very similar to like Sean Brady or Alexander Volkov's tattoos on there. They seem to all get those at the same time.
Any other tattoos from the card jumping out at you, Jose?
Did you know? I think we were trying to figure it out, but it looks like Bobby Green's head tattoo is gnarly. I really want a head tattoo very badly.
Okay.
I'll get one eventually, but it appears Bobby Green has a Gohan tattoo on his abs. We think
on
it's
his
Gohan.
abs.
Yeah, well, his like ribs. We can't tell if it's Gohan or Goku or Vegeta, but it is most likely, right? Saying that's Gohan, right? It's got to be Gohan because the hair is a little too short.
Yeah, unless we can see further back. I think it looked like Gohan.
It's not really.
Is this new? Is this a new tattoo?
I have no idea. It's the first time I've ever seen it.
Interesting. People shout out in the comments if you know what tattoo this is. Oscar Lara, would Our Lady Peace be the best Canadian rock band? I don't know. There's so many. I love Our Lady Peace, but I like a lot of indie bands from Toronto too. So I love Wolf Parade is like one of my favorite
Snow.
bands. Snow, obviously number one.
Yeah, goes without saying.
Can we claim Sean Paul? No, he's not Canadian. He's Jamaican. He's Jamaican. I'm sorry. He's huge in Canada, and sorry, he's not Canadian. And he's done a lot of recording, and he's done a
That
lot of music
might be
videos in
Goku.
Canada. But he's not Canadian. Love Sean Paul.
Do you know what kind
But
of Vegeta?
Oh my
and then you go to our if you count our pop stars, we got a lot of great pop stars too. But if we're just talking rock, like Our Lady Peace be up there. I'm Mother Earth was a great band too. Rush, I mean obviously Rush, Moist. I know a lot of people are like Moist. That's a real band. Yeah, listen, Moist kicks ass.
That too.
The Watchmen, Metric, Arcade Fire. I still like. A shame that lead singer is a bit of a bad guy. But I was a big Arcade Fire fan. New Pornographers, guys. If you want some Canadian music that you probably haven't heard of in the U.S., the New Pornographers.
Upon further research, it's either Goku or Vegeta. We can't figure it out.
Well, guys, figure it out. We're not coming here for speculation. We're here for answers. Max Rapkin, best Canadian band is Billy Talent. I really like Billy Talent too. They did a song with Rivers Cuomo like 2 years ago, and I was like, holy shit, this song is so sick. John Ray wants to know, what's up, John Ray? AK, what do you feel gross if the reason Khabib comes back is all the stuff happening in his life right now? Would you still gloat for being right? Oh God, right. Because I've said for so long that Khabib would never, that he would come back for one more fight. I still believe it. It's a bit gauche to discuss right now because yes, there's a lot of controversy on Khabib's life right now over unpaid taxes, supposedly possible ties to terrorist groups. You guys can find the reports out there. We haven't read about anything at MMAfighting.com because I don't think there's a lot of stuff that's substantial.
That's what Mike and I talked about this on the watch along party for Masvidal DFF.
Yeah,
you can't
but
really
I will say,
comment or write about it because we are journalists and we don't speculate.
Yes, but the great Kareem Zidane has done a little more digging into it. We have someone?
We do.
Okay, I will get back to that. I will shout out guys to Kareem Zidane, always doing great investigative reporting, and he has a lot to talk about Khabib and his connections and things like that. So some of it's speculation, but he does a lot of reporting. He has a lot of great sources. So if you want to know more of the Khabib situation, again, yeah, it is a bit weird to talk about now. I certainly won't crow as loudly as I would if he comes back because, yeah, I don't know if he's coming back to fight for money or some other reason. That would suck. That would suck if he wasn't just coming back for competition. So, yeah, but a fair question though.
Oh yeah. Who is it?
Jake Hadley.
It's Jake Hadley, apparently.
Okay, Jake Hadley coming up. Scott McRae, are the Bare Naked Ladies considered a good band? The Bare Naked Ladies are a fantastic band, but one of my favorite bits, guys, find the clip. You can find it on YouTube. Community. Jeff Winger, Bare Naked Ladies rant is super hilarious. That character hates the Bare Naked Ladies, and it's just a very, very funny scene. So, but I like the Bare Naked Ladies a lot. And one of those bands that like you go into their deep cuts, you're like, oh wow, like they're not just like a poppy rock band. They have some really like deep, profound stuff. I think Brian Wilson is one of the best pop rock songs of the last like 30 years. I think Brian Wilson's just fantastic. So that's a great song. Yeah, sorry, Michael, to break the news about Win Butler. Yeah, it's the allegations. Got allegations against him. It's real tough to deal with. T-Stan, Mother. How could I not mention Mother? I love Mother. Great band. Sum 41 recently, I think recently retired. I believe they recently hung it up. But hey, it's rock. They could always come back. So we are waiting for, it looks like, Jake Hadley. We're down to 15 minutes now, guys. This is the danger zone. This is the danger zone for Jake Hadley. And the other fighter we're waiting for, UFC newcomer Alice Ardeline, who, again, has to cut down to 115 on 2 weeks' notice. And this is her first UFC fight. I am concerned. Fingers crossed, neither of these fighters miss. But at this point, you have to consider it a strong possibility. Just to, again, so talk a little bit here about Jake Hadley coming in. He will be fighting at 135. He is stepping in for Ramon Tavares, who I believe announced he had to withdraw due to an injury. This is less than 10 days notice for Jake Hadley. Jake, a pretty like well-touted prospect out of the UK. Very shaky start to his UFC affiliation. Missed weight on the Contender Series. Had a little blow up backstage apparently with the matchmakers for some reason. And if you guys recall the story,
competing in a bantamweight prelim and stepping
Jake
up on
Hadley.
short notice, white Kong, Jake Hadley.
If you recall, it was Dana White who kind of had to step up for Jake and get him and sign him. I think he overrode the matchmakers, but things have worked out okay so far. Only 2-3, and now doing the UFC is solid by stepping in.
The box is coming out.
For Monteveros. He's gonna. I think he needs it. Yeah. Again, this is less than 10 days notice. We don't know what shape Jake Hadley was in when he got the call. The box of redemption will be here now.
$137.
Oh,
The
boy.
official weight for Jake Hadley, 1 pound over the bantamweight limit.
137 for Jake Hadley. So he has missed. We will let you know as soon as possible what the ruling here is for him possibly weighing in again. Is it possible to get an additional hour with doctor supervision? Is this just his weight? Is he just missed? I will keep an eye on UFC.com, guys. They usually do not list a weight unless it is official. So if we see it on UFC.com, that likely means he cannot or will not weigh in again. But as of now, Hadley has come in 1 pound over the bantamweight limits. So his bout with Keelan Loughran is not official. I assume even if Jake misses, Keelan likely takes the 20% and this fight goes through, but no guarantees. Also, we can't assume that this weight cut that Hadley had to take on short notice might not have affected his health. We do often see sometimes fighters miss weight, and then at Saturday morning we get an announcement that pulled out due to health issues, weight cut issues. I hope that doesn't happen. I'm just keep preparing you guys for all scenarios. That fight is not guaranteed, even though we have seen both fighters weigh in. We do not know if Keelan Loughran versus Jake Hadley is going to go through. It's entirely possible it doesn't happen, or if it does, at a catch weight. So we will wait on updates on that.
Who was the last one to weigh in before that?
Before that, we had Keelan Loughran, I believe. It was Keelan Loughran.
Right.
His opponent, 136.
Yep, you're right.
I will update this graphic in a second. There might be no point. I do want to see.
Yeah, they
Again,
already got
see,
the box out right here.
But is this for? There we go.
In a prelim in the strawweight division, Alice Ardelian.
Ardelian. Oh my gosh, I've been butchering this the whole time. Thank you, John Anik.
She does not look great.
$116, the official weight for Alice Ardelian.
116 for Alice Ardelian. I heard an audible "oh wow" from
Yeah.
someone in the room.
Yeah,
But
that's wild.
she made it. Box of redemption. It was a box of shame for Jake Hadley. It was a box of redemption for Alice Ardelian. Again, thank you to John Anik for the pronunciation. Sorry, guys. Sorry to Alice and everyone else. I've been
She will
pronouncing that
not
wrong.
be posing. She's like going right back for medicals.
She got to do it for the socials, though. She got 3. Oh no! Wow. She. I didn't even see her step away. Did they carry her way in the box?
She came in wearing a towel.
Okay.
Like she didn't strip, strip her, check her weight or anything. She just walked in with a towel, walked right into the box, weighed in and left.
Hopefully she is okay and on weight. Well, we know she's on weight right now. Hopefully she is okay, and we will see her fight Shanna Bannon tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
For now,
1, 2, 3.
guys.
Got it.
There's
Got it.
just over 10 minutes in the official weigh-in window. We've had one miss, which is one Mr. Jake Hadley. Status of whether he can weigh in again, still unknown. Very possible he just takes the 20% hit.
Thank you all for coming tonight. We'll see you for the ceremonial 7 p.m. local time.
Well, if Jake Hadley weighs in again, it will not be in front of us because John Anik is wrapping this puppy up. Jose, I will send you the graphic and we will put a close to this.
I might have to jet because I have to get over to ceremonial check-in is in 10 minutes.
Okay. Don't worry about the graphic. Or do you have time to throw up the graphic?
I do not, unfortunately.
All right, get out of here. I will just give a verbal rundown, people. Or I won't. Jose, you need to shut this down.
Nah, you got like 5 more minutes because I'm still
All right, I'll go.
working
Okay,
on
I'll go
the
real
full
quick, guys.
video. Oh, hold
Guys,
on.
note.
Hold on. There you go.
Jose, what just happened?
She just got on the scale to pose.
Oh, Ardelian. Okay.
Yeah, she just needed because she came in with the towel. She didn't have. She had to go put on
Right.
her, regular clothes.
Clothing, yeah. Okay, so no update on Jake Hadley yet, guys. We'll let you know. Guys, stay tuned to MMAfighting.com, MMA Fighting's Twitter. We will keep you updated for that. But yes, very very quick rundown here, guys. Jose Hastajet, top of the card. No issues with the championship fights, guys. Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad, Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blades, all on weight. Bobby Green, Patty Pimblett, both made weight. 156 for Patty Pimblett, 154.5 for King Green. The rest of the main card also on point. Christian Leroy Duncan and Gregory Rodriguez made middleweight, and Arnold Allen and Giga Chikadze made featherweight. We had Nathaniel Wood and Daniel Pineda. They're closing out the prelims. Also featherweights, both successfully made weight. Molly McCann, Bruno Brazil, both hit 116. Keelan Loughran, 136. His opponent, Jake Hadley, 137, 1 pound over the bantamweight limit after stepping in on 10 days' notice. The fate of that fight still to be determined. Modestas Bukauskas, Marcin Prachnio, 204 and 205, respectively. Oban Elliott, Preston Parsons on weight for their welterweight bout. Muhammad Makayev made us wait a little bit, but he came in at 126 for what should be a number one contenders flyweight bout with Manel Kopp at 125.5. Welterweight Sam Patterson, Kiefer Crosby on weight, as were Mick Parkin and Lucas Bresky. Parkin with a big weight advantage, 264 over Bresky, 235. Shauna Bannon, 115, and we just saw her opponent with the box of redemption, Alice Ardelian, 116. So there you go, guys. Almost all fights official. Championship fights on point.
Mhm.
And look out for the preview show later today. Jose's heading over to the ceremonials, which are happening later. No, what are
We
the
have
ceremonials?
there is a fighter Q. There's a Q&A panel.
Okay.
I think it's Volk and MVP. Hold on one second. What was that?
20% fine on the missed weight. The fight is on.
20% fine. Fight's on.
20% for Jake Hadley, guys, and
Thank
the
you,
fight is on
Chris.
as a catch fight. Thank you, Chris Costello. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Jose Youngs. Thank you, Chisanga Malata, for chiming in. Always a very welcome guest spot. Thank you, Oscar Willis, just for existing and for rooting for Spurs, greatest club in the Premier League. And again, thank you again to all you guys watching. And this is Alexander K. Lee. Stay tuned for all our programming later today, guys. Preview shows, ceremonial weigh-ins, and more, and Q&A tomorrow and all that jazz. So, we out.